Rho Project. This is the first of 2 live streams today, and we're continuing off of yesterday's live stream, and we're getting back into the speed of things, although it is still a later start than usual. So just before we get into it, what you see is what you get. Take a look at the title, take a look at the screenshots that you have, sorry, on the screen right now. Very redundant, but they have I have updated the task list once again after another 24 hours. Things just keep popping up, obviously, and that's a very standard thing of, I guess, life. So relationships, business, employment, caregiving, volunteering, hobbies and interests, this project, groceries, food, materials, laundry, you name it, everything that's come together these past 3 months, 2 to 3 months, have been absolute hell, and it doesn't seem like there are any signs of stopping. So we're just going to adapt, adjust, like this project was intended to. So of course, the introduction, just a very brief one. I'll maybe do a longer version of it in the second live stream, but basically, in about 10 seconds, the Ahn Rho Project is a self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems and challenges in my life, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the goals and heights that I've set for myself. May or may not be relatable to you. Take a look around the room. You'll see that there's a whole bunch of clutter and items here, each of them resembling, again, from all the different domains and niches of life, from relationships to money, finance, careers, so on and so forth. So we're going to start off from where we left off yesterday, and I have to mention some things have been quickly updated. If you take a look on the left hand side right here, the photograph is actually the screenshot here, I've added 1 or 2 more entries, so we're gonna have to touch upon that before we deep dive onto the things on the right hand side. Welcome wherever you're from, by the way, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or there's that Korean live stream, so 안녕하세요. Or wherever you are from the world, bonjour, I don't know where you come from. So welcome to the Ahn Rho Project, all right? And let's just deep dive into it. So the first thing on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, I have to mention is, you see there's, obviously they're not in any order. I've mentioned this in my previous live streams. In fact, yesterday, just to recap, I covered some stuff here, a lot of stuff on the table, a lot of stuff over there. You can see them right here. That's the stuff that we covered 1 through 18, and then on this side 1 through about 30, and that's when we ran out of time and I had to go to work because I'm still working full-time, of course. But long story short, you can take a look at all these materials. It's all in notation standard form. It doesn't really necessarily mean too much to you, but as long as I can understand it, that's fine. But basically, I'll point out what it is that's updated. And 65 right there, you see, you can tell it's all numbered in some chronological order in terms of when I added it. So 65 is pretty recent, just about half an hour ago. I'm going to show that on the floor right there. You see that? So that's the first thing. Why don't we get up close into the room here, and we see that this bottle of soap right here, Opal Moisturizing Shower Foam. Now, that's a Chinese sort of thing, Chinese soap, and I got from TNT. That's just some depth from my caregivers. I'm not supposed to really use that, or well, I'm the caregiver now. The roles have reversed. But long story short, that's something that they purchased, and I've been using that. I've realized at least 2, 3, 4 bottles over the course of the past 2 years that I've been living in this residence. Basically, we're all sharing, I guess, a household because we are all tenants. And so there's some stuff that I use, that especially toilet paper. And then on top of that, there's also soap, hence why you see the 2X there. It means the double up. There's not just the Opal sort of body soap, but there's also this hand soap, which I forgot and neglected to put in here, so you can't see it. But needless to say, those are some items that I have to say are like dev items. So that's a new addition there. 48 seems to be finished. We jump back onto this side. You see there's some stuff regarding volunteering, some employment stuff. And then eventually we got down to the accessories and clothes. So I was talking about 40, 44, 24, 25. Let's hit on to that mark since we really rushed through that yesterday. But long story short, 24, 25, the luggage bag, the winter cap. It's not really a cap, really. If I take a look at this, this is more of those Russian hats. So think like a beaver hat, Canadian beaver hat, or a Russian Moscow type hat right there. Just getting ready for the winter. Got my scarf out, so that's all 24. Basically household accessories, clothing accessories for the winter that's coming up, because I am in Canada. 26 comments, what kind of business related, sort of, not really, actually kind of personal. I was just responding to some comments. Again, some people have had some difficult times, and I was just sort of really sharing my personal experiences as well with that. And there were about 3-4 comments where I wanted to get back to people seriously. The rest of the time, I'm usually just joking on the comments. It's some sort of sarcastic kind of, not sarcastic, more like satire. But anyways, all that kind of stuff. 27, 28, 29. So what's up there? And before that, actually, man, it looks like a lot of employment stuff. Just working stuff. But so 26, 27, 27's electric furniture heater. Right, so here's this heater right here. And it's quite urgent. But I have to mention that it's broken down. It's actually, well, it's working still, but it's not actually working the way it's supposed to be. So you have to turn the notch all the way to the very end just to get it to warm up. Otherwise, it's just cold air coming out. So at the end of the day, that's fine because this heater is not mine anyways. It's from a caregiver. So when I was back in university days, maybe about 10 years ago, a decade. That's crazy. I used this thing, and so it's still working now, but I can tell it's already broken in many ways, and I'm just gonna purchase my own. That was something that we want to get to eventually. So 28, another device item seems to be a new laptop. I mentioned this already, don't have to touch too much about it. This is the laptop I'm using right now. There's no point in going through this one anymore because honestly, I've mentioned that I want to buy a new one because I only have about like 30 gigabytes of storage space left. And with all these videos and stuff, I'm just not going to even bother uploading on cloud and everything, try to get ready. We're just going to, we're just going to get a new one. Anyways, that's that. 29 is wow, that's quite something, right? That is the laptop. So what's 28? 28, I'm trying to understand what 28 stands for. Oh, that's the research. Okay, so 28, 29 are interrelated, right? I have to do the research, do the scouting online, shopping, kind of take a look around the place, make sure that I get a product that's actually worthwhile. So I'll have to do some shopping, some hunting for the laptop. And then, of course, 29 is the actual purchase, and everything that may or may not be bundled with it. I don't know. I'm racking up the cost to $900 approximately, I'm assuming. Anyways, worst case scenario. So $30, number 30 is utility, something about music. Right, so I added some songs. I believe these are not the songs that I'm actually very used to. I'm more used to, what's it called? If you ever played a game called Guns, there's some really good background music in there. It's a lot of I guess sort of metal and alt rock kind of, but it's instrumental and it's very good. It's industrial rock, I think. That's what they call that genre. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's what I'm used to. And then I made a little pivot here and added some radio songs, and obviously those are more kind of popish, kind of what do you call it? Soft, kind of soft. I had to just be blunt about this. So there's one here that's I believe especially with if the world was ending by J.P. Sachs and Julia Michaels. So I searched that up on YouTube and I added that because I was feeling some sort of odd way, but I'll touch upon that eventually. I don't have enough time to cover it in any detail. All you need to know is that I added some soft shit to my playlist. So anyway, that's great. Life is comprehensive, so I'll add that too. 31, 32, 35. So let's move on. Okay, a little bit too much there and too much of a tangent. 31, 32 seems to be business related. So there's nutritional stuff. I'm turning to the side here. You can take a look. Okay, so this is the company that I actually are affiliated with. I don't want to get too much in deep with it. I don't want them to be associated with me in any sort of specific way, but needless to say, I'm taking a lot of nutritional supplements here that are really for me to boost my health, and I really needed to actually, as a partner, learn more about the organic chemistry, the molecular research, even just about the business fundamentals and administrative stuff, tax receipts and stuff like that. I have to take care of that, so I need to learn a little bit more. But specifically, 31 was on nutrition, so I wanted to learn about the ingredients, the active ingredients in each of these different bottles and different types of supplementation. 32 has to do more with, more with learning the business aspect of it, because I had some recordings of myself with a session with my trainee, my team, my partner who's been training me. And so the leader's been training me, and I've been basically I should listen more to that to see. Review the way I responded and see how I can improve on that. 33, 34, 35. So it seems to be all about education related stuff. So 33 is online education. That's actually Toronto Public Health, Toronto Public Library. And we have free access resources for anyone in Toronto. You can go online. You can go to Lynda. So that's affiliated with LinkedIn, and you get some resources there. Next thing, 34, Coursera. So these 3 points here in education really don't have much to immediate short-term use. I'm not going to be doing things anytime soon, I believe. I've tried to push myself towards it. 34 is basically Coursera, right? So data science, machine learning course I had enrolled for free, but I haven't got to it in over 10 months, so I don't know how that's going to go down. And 35 is something that I actually tried to actively get to, but I clearly haven't been able to. MySQL, PHP, some programming, basic computer science, and a use for business related stuff. So that's something that an old colleague of mine way back in my university days, University of Waterloo, a good friend of mine, he's from Iran, and he's a very intelligent individual, and I will say that that he's basically giving me this sort of guide rundown of what I should do if I want to learn how to do programming, and I'm really grateful for him for his friendship as a philosopher. We were fellow philosophers back in the day, and he's well off today, and I hope he's doing well, especially with COVID-19. Hope he's safe and his family. Anyways, that's that. That's what I want to learn. A bit of ramble there as well. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. This whole seems to be mesh. So 6 to 8, financial stuff. So banking, a monthly checkup. I usually basically go and make sure that I check up on my banking and my information on a monthly basis to make sure that everything's up to standards, up to par. There haven't been any fraud claims. You should do that. If that's not just for me, that's for your use. Listen, if you don't check your bank, you should do that on a more regular basis. Make sure that everything's up to standard. That there aren't any unwarranted transactions without your knowledge, any unpleasant surprises on your bills. 37 is again, just bill payments, so for credit. 38, transport, finance. So transport, what's that about? Basically buying a monthly so I still take public transit. So I'm not well off enough to afford car insurance or anything like that, and the maintenance and repairs. I don't have a family, so the return on interest, the ROI would be very low. Return on investment, not interest. But long story short, that's all that kind of financial matters. So transport, monthly pass for the bus. We got the banking, we got the credit and stuff like that. Anyways, I should mention that inserted in there should be more financial stuff. I mentioned previously that I had activated a credit card, and also I had to I believe activate another debit card as well. So there should really be 2 more inserts here that I'm missing. Unfortunately, I didn't add them, but I'll find a way to rearrange it. Maybe it was I spoke about it in the previous live stream. Finally, 39 and 40 is, I think that's all we can get to for this live stream. We'll have to move on to the next one, because it's almost 15 minutes now. But 39 will end off, seems to be on a much lower priority than finances, leisurely stuff. So gaming, there's a game. If you go Maple, yeah. So I still have Maple MS, and basically every month now I make a sort of ritual just to go in there and to see a little bit of the updates, but mostly it's just to go on there and get a little bit of nostalgia, I guess you could say, for about 10 minutes and once a month, and it makes me it's a way to de-stress. 40 is health related stuff, but I guess we'll cover that with all the other 140 to 44. So that's the next live stream. This is Ahn Rho Project. See you in the next one right here on whichever live stream you're attending from. Ahn Rho, see you right there. Okay.